Welcome back, wrestling fans, marks, bookers, workers, refs, announcers, and as always, you got to give love to the guys and girls on the ring crew. I am Matt Wallace, and I'm here with another unboxing video for you on my wrestling channel, The Riot Tapes. I'm really stoked about this. I'm jacked to the tits for this one, because I'm going to be unboxing the 2017 October Lucha Loot box from Lucha Loot, which is the monthly subscription box that Masked Republic does. Masked Republic, your one-stop shop for all things Lucha brands and merch in the U.S. So they do exactly what I just said. They do a monthly subscription box of Lucha Libre memorabilia and items that I've been hearing a lot of good things about. They do several versions of this box, which is really cool. They do a deluxe, like Lucha booty chest, they call it, which is $29.95 a month. They do a standard chest, which is $19.95 a month. And they do two Lucha mini versions. They do their mask of the month and their pin of the month. So if you just want to get a cool luchador mask every month, or if you just want a cool luchador pin, you pay $10 a month and they send that to you and just do that. So what I've got today, though, is the deluxe booty chest version of Lucha Loot, because go big or go home. I wanted the full Lucha Loot experience. I love Lucha Libre. If you don't know, if you haven't watched my previous videos, I was a pro wrestler. I was a worker for many years. I wrestled in Mexico. I worked in the Lucha Libre style. I've been a lifelong fan of Lucha Libre. I trained with luchadors in New York when I started. I actually used to be a prop for Lucha Libre training. Super Aguilar would bring all of his students to the doghouse where I went to school, and because I was so big, he would have me like base to teach them all aerial moves. I would basically be like a human pommel horse, and they would base off me and do all the bananas Lucha Libre moves. And I have a lot of fond memories of that. So I love Lucha. That's why I've been looking forward to this box. To my knowledge, this is the only Lucha-themed monthly subscription box that you can get in America, at least. So it's a really cool thing. I've been looking forward to doing it for a long time. So this is the box. It's nothing crazy. It's a very plain white box, but it's not about the box with wrestling boxes, about what's inside. And also the plain box adds to the whole indie feel of it, I think. So yeah, if you're interested in getting this box, I'll put all those details and all the pricing information in the description below. But in the meantime, once you cut the tape on this bad boy and you open it up, this is what you're going to see. And that looks like a t-shirt. So I'm very interested. All right, let's do this. So this is a t-shirt. I'm going to save this for last. We'll kind of build up to it. All right. So I had tweeted that I was going to do this unboxing video. And the folks from Masked Republic hit me up, and they were telling me they thought I was really going to dig this month's mask. Every month you get a mask. Like I said, you get a mask and a pin at least, and then a bunch of other stuff around it, depending on the box you get. But they said it was based on a very different kind of legend, and they were not kidding. So this is our mask for the 2017 October Lucha Loot. And as you can see, it looks like a jack-o'-lantern, and that's because it represents, if you're unfamiliar, this is Halloween's mask, which is going to be very confusing if you search for this, because it's just the word Halloween. But Halloween was, I believe he's retired now, but he was a luchador, mid to late 90s, all the way through the 2000s, and this is the mask that he wore as Halloween. Also, Secope, if you remember WCW, you watched WCW in the 90s, when I did, and they had all the luchadors. They went through that whole period, which is one of the best periods they ever went through, and it was just all awesome cruiserweights and luchadors. Halloween was Secope in WCW, and he lost this mask a couple of times, I think. I forget to whom right now, but the second time he lost it, he stopped wearing this mask and started doing face paint. So you may remember this, you may not. Either way, this is a really cool mask. This is very cool. It's not right away. Like if you're expecting, the mask that the luchadors actually wear, this is not that. This is a souvenir mask. It's a mask for fans. It's got the zipper in the back. It's not made to be wrestled in every night for sure. It's not Lucha. It's a souvenir mask, but it's a very cool souvenir mask. And even that doesn't, you'll see guys in the indies in America wear these all the time when they wrestle. Because like a real authentic luchador mask is a very complicated and very costly thing to make. But that is very cool. For October, for our first mask and for the October theme, Halloween was the perfect choice. And that's a badass mask. I like that a lot. I am not disappointed at all. What else do we have? Okay, so we have a little tiny spoiler card in here, which is, we won't do that. Well, okay, so we have a little Dia de los Muertos kind of sugar skull zombie luchador sticker. That is, I assume that's a Mask Republic product, because that's exactly the kind of thing they do. Very cool sticker. This may go on the new phone I just got, or this may go on my laptop, but I like that a lot. We have, oh cool, I got one of these in the Wrestle Crate that I did earlier this week. We have an air freshener. That is a solar skull. That is basically the sun is a skull. And that's a Mask Republic product. That's one of the things they do. That's very cool. So I'm rolling in skull air fresheners, which is cool. Oh, so here, this is a neat thing. So in every crate, you get a copy of Rudo Can't Fail, which is the magazine, the monthly magazine that, just open it up. Oh, my cool center spread cover, which is a monthly magazine that Mask Republic does. To my knowledge, it is the only monthly English language luchador magazine going right now, which is a very cool thing. I like that a lot. So yeah, so in every box you will get a copy of the current Rudo Can't Fail magazine. So this is they sell this for $5 US, $6.50 Canadian, 450 euros if you're in Europe. So that's a neat thing to include. Oh, and we got our pin. Oh, that is okay. This is super cool. So that's our pin for the month. Live fast, die Rudo. Okay, that is badass. I like this a lot. Rudo, again, if you're a Lucha Libre novice, Rudos are the bad guys, basically. It's Technicos are the good guys, Rudos are the bad guys. This is done by Saints and Rudos, which is an East LA luchador clothing brand, indie clothing brand. And that's a super cool pin. I like this pin a lot. That is really badass. So yeah, Live Fast, Die Rudo. That's your pin for the month. And then the last item that I'm going to pull out of the box. This is actually really cool. So it is an autograph. We've got an autographed 8x10. And that is, if I'm not mistaken, that is Rush. Rush is a Mexican wrestler. He wrestles for CMLL. He is actually the son of the current Peroth, I believe, and his brothers are Mystico. I want to say Mystico and Dragon Lee. He comes from one of the Gonzalez wrestling dynasties. There are like a bunch of Gonzalez wrestling families in Lucha Libre, and they're not all necessarily related, and I don't like to assume. So one of the Gonzalez dynasties in pro wrestling. That's cool. So that's personally autographed by Rush. Rush is, of course, a member of Los Ingobernables. I believe I'm saying that right. The Ungovernables, which, of course, Tetsuya Naito brought back to Japan from Mexico, started a revolution in New Japan with that, which is very cool. Nice, very nice. That's a really cool thing. That's not something you're going to see every day. And then finally, we got our T-shirt. So this is a Gildan Ultra Cotton. This is a 4X. And bam. Oh, very cool. So that's like the air freshener, kind of the same vibe. I don't think it's the same design, but it's the same vibe. So you got like the solar skull thing going on there. That's really cool. That's a badass T-shirt all day. I will absolutely wear this, and why wouldn't you? That's very cool, dude. So cool. Okay, so that's your box. That's your October 2017 Lucha Loot. I'm pretty impressed. This is a fun box. And this is not something you get every day. Lucha stuff is still fairly obscure. So the thing with Lucha Loot, one of the big selling points that they push is that it's all licensed official from Mexico products. Nothing bootleg. It's all official gear, and that relates specifically to stuff like the mask that we got. And the thing I want to say about that is that sounds really cool, but a lot of you ask, well, what the hell does that mean? Because when you get the mask, if you look at like the inside, there's no real labels, there's no real documentation of any kind to like tell you, like we're used to in the US, to tell you, oh, this is an official licensed product from CMLL or AAA or whatever it is. So the way that works is, like with the mask, Mask Republic, Lucha Loot, what they do is they go to the source. They go to, like, I guarantee you they actually went to Halloween, and he's the one who hooked them up. Because you can get this mask anywhere. Like, if you go online, you can get it like Mask Maniac, I think they have a bunch. You can get this for about $10 on the internet. And it may very well be from the same factory that made this mask. But what Lucha Loot does that's cool is they go to the source. So what you can be sure of with Lucha Loot is that the stuff is coming from the source and the money is going to the correct people, which I really appreciate. As a former worker, as someone who knows how wrestlers get screwed over on stuff like merchandising and likeness rights and licensing, it's cool to know that. So that's kind of the thing. It's a perfectly nice quality mask for a souvenir mask. It's exactly the kind of thing you would get in an arena in Mexico, from one of those guys with the giant sticks that has a million masks up and down it that they somehow carry around without it tipping over, which is a skill in itself. So it's a good souvenir mask, but again, it's not. Don't expect to like I'm looking for the official CMLL label because that shit doesn't exist. But so that's a cool thing. It's coming from the source. Your money's going to the right place, that's the thing with the exclusive products. So here's the deal. I judge subscription boxes on 3 categories. I judge them on curation, which is the items selected, how they relate to the theme of the box, how they relate to each other, and how they represent whatever properties or genre they're supposed to represent. I also judge them on exclusivity, which is how exclusive are the items to this box? Is it just a bunch of crap that you go to Hot Topic and get? How rare is it? And then value, which is it worth the money you paid for the box? And the whole thing with subscription boxes, the whole gimmick with subscription boxes, you pay a small amount of money for mystery items that you don't know what they're going to be, but they end up valuing, more than you paid for the box, usually twice as much, if not more, is what they purport. That's very rarely true. So those are the 3 categories. So on curation for this box, I'd give a 7 out of 10. I'd give a 7 out of 10. It's all cool Lucha stuff for like a Halloween October box. Like this was a really good pick for like a Halloween box. But the rest of the stuff, it's a bunch of Lucha stuff, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's all cool Lucha stuff, but it's not a super cohesive. They didn't really push a specific theme for the box, which was like Halloween in this case. But it's a good curated box, especially when you take into account there is no other Lucha box. Like this is the only Lucha box, and obtaining authentic Lucha items that came from Mexico and came from the source is not an easy thing to do, and not something you necessarily want to take the time out of your day to make sure you get right, or that you'll even be able to do. So for curation, for what they chose, cool items. I love the shirt. The mask is really cool. The autograph is really cool. The little items are, like, I'll use the sticker and the air freshener and the pen. I'll absolutely put that on this stuff. It's cool. They give you a copy in the magazine. But 7, also because a lot of this stuff is, well, again, so that brings us to exclusivity. Exclusivity, I'll give them a 7 on that as well, because, and a lot of that is because, again, they take the time to go to the source for a lot of this stuff. But the other thing is, they do sell all of these things. Like Mask Republic, it's filled with Mask Republic products, and they sell all of this stuff. Like you can get the air freshener, the sticker, and the shirt. You'll be able to go to the website and buy all this stuff later. So it's not like, this stuff is not all super, super exclusive. And again, you can get the mask a lot of places. You're not getting it from the source. The autograph is probably the rarest thing in the box, and that's worth a 7, I think, just on its own. Which brings us to value. For value, I would absolutely give this box an 8, which is very high in terms of value. Just again on the t-shirt alone, combined with the mask, even if you just bought a knockoff mask, that's the value of the box plus more with shipping and handling. But then you come to things like this right here, this autograph, which, and I've talked about this before. It's very hard to judge the value of an autograph, but With normal wrestling autographs, like if you went to a wrestling convention here in the U.S. and you went and got a popular wrestler's autograph, cost you about $20 plus what you paid to get in to the convention, to the show where the wrestler is signing. So for the price of the box, you couldn't get most autographed 8x10s that they put in it. The other thing you have to consider with a Lucha box and with a guy like Rush is how often does Rush sign in the United States? He's a CMLL worker. You know, you're not going to go to any old indie show and find Rush. So I actually did take the time to look on eBay, and you don't find a lot of these on eBay either. So when you're dealing with a Lucha autograph, you've got to factor in the price of the autograph and then add a ticket to Mexico to it, because you would have to go to Mexico and go to a CMLL show to get him to sign your 8x10. And here they've put it in this very convenient box for you. I think that's very cool. I'd give him an 8 just based on this autograph for value. And that's a very cool thing. Or, you know, gas to drive down to Mexico if that's a thing you're able to do. Either way, that ends up being a really expensive autograph if you really want that. And that's a cool thing. It's, Rush is a cool... if this is emblematic of like the types of guys they get to do autographs for this box, I'm very impressed, because that's very cool. So value, I would absolutely give an 8 out of 10, which is a really good store. I feel like this is a really good value for the money you pay for this box, for the stuff that you get for the deluxe crate. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend this box to wrestling fans. If you're an American fan of Lucha Libre, I don't know how you don't really dig this box. Like, you know, I'm a total Lucha mark, so I love all this stuff. Very excited to have done this. Very excited to see what the next box will hold. I like these items. I will wear the shirt. I will do all the stuff. Let me know in the comments what you thought of the box, what you thought of these items, and please do like, share, subscribe, comment, all that good jazz. I will be doing more of these unboxing videos. I'll be trying out different crates. Everybody is already everybody is already demanding that I do a slam crate, just because a lot of people know how much I hate WWE. They just want to see me rant about it a little bit, but I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. But I'll be trying more of the indie boxes. I'll be trying more crates like this on the channel. I'll be doing a lot of other stuff in the future. So if you're a wrestling fan, please do subscribe. And that's it. That was your 2017 October Lucha Loot. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I am Matt Wallace, and I'll see you next time.